So you are claiming I defrauded the company by booking an extra 3 minutes? No problem. I worked for a water company for 25 years and was one of their most productive repair crews. That is until the new manager, let's call him Mr. Numbnuts, started. We had a monthly rota where you were on call for 1 week in 4, for emergency repairs out of hours. On the day in question, I started work at 7:30 a.m. on a Friday and finished work at 3:15 a.m. Saturday, so a pretty long-ass shift. I get to work Tuesday morning and get called into the office by Mr. Numbnuts and informed that according to my vehicle tracker, I'd left the yard at 3:12 a.m. and not 3:15 a.m., which is an attempt to defraud the company. As you can imagine, I was fuming at this level of bullshit. I told him that at the time I was covered in mud and sweat and just wanted to get home after completing a monster shift for the company, and was he genuinely making a shitstorm over 3 minutes. He said he made me aware that I could be fired. Cue malicious compliance. I said that if we're going to be this petty, you can take me off the emergency contact list for extra coverage, and I won't be starting 20 minutes early each day either. I'll now be clocking in at exactly 7:30 a.m. and I shall be heading out at exactly 5:30 p.m. No deviation whatsoever, and you can explain to your bosses why productivity is down and you are struggling to get coverage for emergencies. We'll then see how important your 3 minutes are when they are costing the company money. Little did I realize at the time, but the guy's job was bonus related and linked to our productivity, which tanked after that because all the other gangs followed my lead, except the brown nose gangs. 3 weeks go by with an absolute shit show in customer service complaints about their work not being carried out promptly. My productivity dropped from 7 jobs per day down to 4. And Mr. Numbnuts gets called in by his bosses to try and explain WTF is going on. He tried to spin some BS story that I'd turned all the guys against him for no reason and that this was the result. Little did he know that I'd trained his boss when he first started with the company 15 years before and wanted to come out and find out what we do and experience how hard the job is. He surprised me by working an entire month on the repair crews before going back to the office. Anyhow, the boss called me in to find out what was going on, so I explained how he'd used the tracker to monitor what time I'd left the yard and that I'd guesstimated my finish time and overestimated by 3 minutes because I was knackered after working a shift from hell on call. In conclusion, the manager was let go for misuse of the tracking system, as it's only supposed to be used for emergencies and not monitoring, and we had our on-call system reviewed to cut the hours we were having to work.